Hello and welcome everybody, I am one proud Bavarian and we are here as Duke Lope IV. It's Lope, not Lopez, I keep mispronouncing it myself. And this is Charles the Bold, a man that has disrespected our oath like no other. I really want to point out that, you know, this is a big deal in the medieval period, when you disrespect one of your vassals' oaths like this, especially if I wasn't obligated to give it the way that I did. And I mean, I did give it because I was a good vassal, but emphasis there is, of course, on was. We are going to see whether we can act against Charles the Bold today, whether that is not possible. We are a patient man, we are not a stupid man, we are quite, I think, understanding of the diplomatic framework of the world. We are, of course, looking at a liege that is allied to, well, Navarra right here, which is not exactly fun, because they are my family, but hey, let's hope that we don't have to fight our family. Let's hope that we might even be able to do this without needing to go to war in the first place. This would, of course, be possible if the independence faction were big enough. I will tell you right now, I can win this without a doubt. If I, for example, take Asna Catalines right here and say, oh, let's marry you to England, then the other guy we marry to Bavaria, then Catalina right here marries to, you know, for example, Germany, we could get that done. But that is not realistic. Yes, the mechanics allow for it, but whenever mechanics allow or disallow something, you have to ask, does it serve the fiction? This is a principle that comes from tabletop games such as Blades in the Dark, and I love the principle, because it means that I won't just marry randomly into all of these houses and then have an international coalition go against the King of France. That is ridiculous. Instead, I will try to work, around the means that I have, around, for example, the Duke of Guyenne right here, Duke Ramnulf III, not a great man. We know of his murder and his child's heritage secret, but he is somebody that at the very least might aid us when it comes to the rebellion. He is a strong lord as well, not one of the, very centralized northern lords right there. And then we have Barcelona. Marquis Bernard II is in a bad state. We don't have an alliance, but I am learning French by, trying to communicate with him, and he is losing this war. But maybe, sooner rather than later, he is also sick of the threshold, or rather, no, sorry, of the stranglehold that France holds over us. Now, we are, of course, Duke Lope IV, the Clumsy, hopefully soon with a different nickname, and I will bide my time. We have a bunch of hooks, we have a bunch of secrets that we could use. I am thinking of potentially exposing him, when the time is right, but we'll get there, I guess. We will get there eventually. For the moment, let's just hold on to those things. We will see where we take it. Blackmail is not something that Lope loves either way. Now, before we unpause, there is definitely something we need to do. After all this time, Jacques de Vasconia, I am hereby granting you land as a loyal vassal of the crown, or, well, of the Duke. You will, have Laporte as your father did, and hopefully be a good ally of mine. And as you can see, Conde Jacques, he's sadistic, he's fickle, he's content, and he loves me for reinstituting him. And you can see it right here as well. Of course, wait, that is my wife. Don't worry about it. Here we have Sibylle. Sibylle doesn't exactly love me, but she did everything in her power to get her son back on the throne. Her husband sadly died in that time frame, but, hey, you can't have everything. This is, honestly, a bit of a bittersweet ending for the de Vasconia house of, of course, our entire dynasty here, because, well, they could have lost it all, but instead they are back, and not on top, but they are back, and hopefully here for many, many years to come. I hope that we can see some more roleplay with Jacques. Now, I don't think Mea Toda Adale, that's the name of my daughter as well. That is so nice. She has the same name. I'm gonna tell you to disrupt schemes. I don't think she would be ambitious enough. Let's be real here. Sibylle only was willing to investigate the court of France because, well, at the end of the day, it was for the good of her family. But Mea Toda Adale is a more, localized person, I think. The Marshal, I think... Timo, I didn't make him our court tutor. He was a good person. He's Bavarian. Maybe he can teach us some tricks when it comes to how we should think about, warfare in general. He is improving the control in Carcassonne. That should be fine. We are currently, of course, I almost forgot about this, we are sieging down La Puy. We are helping our ally, and the King of France himself is at war against Dijon. There's a bit of a tyranny war. That is an easy war to go, though. Let's see whether this episode is a pivotal win or a pivotal loss. I gotta tell you, as we unpause here, I would be excited for a pivotal loss. If we lost the rebellion, that could mean that we have a comeback story, or maybe potentially just never bounce back. Those are the best stories. Losing things is better than always winning. At least that is how I see it. And here we go. We won this siege, and I guess we won that war with that. Took a prisoner as well, Gerbegar de Poitou. And just ransom you. I don't really need to keep you. But we have done our part when it comes to aiding our ally. And I hope that Guyenne understands that this should be something that we do together going forward, right? We are on the same side, especially when it comes to France. And yeah, look at that. Barcelona is being completely demolished. Marquis Bernard II, bit off too much. He is fighting both the Umayyads, the Salamids, Tutera. Yeah, this is not going to be in his favor. You are of the Khazid house. I keep seeing the Khazid house, you know. I don't think they're related to us at all, but I swear that this used to be our territory right here. Was it Navarran territory? Honestly, I can't quite recall. Maybe I'm misremembering this, though. Maybe this was always Umayyads. Well, either way, they are destroying Barcelona. He is severely wounded. I have to assume that he is going to be passing... Oh, well, speak of the devil. There he goes. Learn language, resume studies. Unfortunately, Duke Bernard is not around anymore. It is a shame. I was looking to him for how to pitch my accent while learning Romance. That said, no need to cut my studies short. I just need to find someone else to emulate. We could do the Count of Rouen, which is also the a bishop. We could do Duke Ghostbed of Normandy. Oh, I like that idea, but I have to tell you, what is immediately more important is Marquis Guillaume becoming an ally of ours, because Guillaume is the person that we need to rebel with us. I will learn Marquis Guillaume's accent. He does have a beautiful accent, I assume same as his father at the end of the day. There shouldn't be that big of a difference. Oh, and I didn't notice this yet. This doesn't look too good, but again, I do want to point out that the way we think in like distinct borders, and this is where we start and this is where we end, that's not really how it went in the Middle Ages. We literally have this case of Heinrich IV, who is of course not present. Heinrich IV in 1066, he built the Harzburg, and he built it because he wanted to say, in the middle of my realm, this is directly my land. And that caused a rebellion by the local lords, because he staffed it with Swabians as well in this Saxon area. And that is quite impressive, don't you think? Because it already is his territory, but he claimed it in such a way because, well, authority means something different when you can't just call up, you know, when you don't have a phone, when you don't have a telegraph. The immediacy that we know from modern-day borders and modern-day nations is, of course, not present at all. Whether I rule in Bordel depends on whether Conde Anfos actually respects me. But yeah, either way, I need to check this. I wish there was an alarm if somebody joined your faction. I mean, maybe there is, honestly. But, secret exposed. Cunès O's relationship with Ingelger, or Ingelger, was exposed by Cunès Antoinette. Damn, are they rivals or something? She does have a friend, and she's, of course, in a relationship with him. Oh, this is House Carling. Ah, I see how it is. Yeah, there's a lot of, a lot of intrigue going on in this realm. Yet another reason why we probably do not care for it. And Marquis Guillaume, you are outside of this war now. I could petition my liege, but yeah, we're not going to be doing that. We have an Occitan, gout-ridden herbalist. I mean, it's quite nice, a herbalist right there. But honestly, I will be making money for the moment. I'm even thinking, maybe, I should go on a pilgrimage. The minimum cost is 100. I would either go to Santiago, of course, because that is a cultural pilgrimage as well, if you will. Or I would go to Rome. I would definitely not go to Al-Quds, so to Jerusalem. That is just too far. That is ridiculous right there. You know, we can't leave our realm in a time like this for too long. But then again, a pilgrimage is, of course, what the church, what a good Christian is expected to do, whether they are zealous or not. Let me check this. We're still alone here, of course. We can't add anyone. Technically, we can add Duke Ramnulf III of Guyenne. Ooh. Oh. Marquis Guillaume. Wait a minute. That makes things much easier. That makes things much easier. Alright, let me just check some things out. So I could still blackmail him. Would I get a benefit from this? I don't think I would. We could get the entire south, the entirety of Aquitaine to rebel. We could get that done. That is pretty crazy. I'll be honest with you. I could technically, but yeah, the Pope doesn't approve of this. Even if I was a pilgrim, he probably would not like it. But you know what? Actually, wait a minute. If I expose your murder secret, I'm sure that the Pope dislikes you. Maybe I can get some more people to rebel with me. I will expose your secret. It is now clear that you have murdered Margot. Why you did it, I'm not entirely certain. Maybe she was your lover. Maybe she was the lover of König Ludwig the German, and he stood in your way. That is a good question. That is an interesting question, but I have to tell you, it surely won't make Karl the Great any prouder of you. So we have now revealed his secret. We are in cahoots with Guyenne, roleplay-wise. We are in cahoots with Barcelona mechanically. Maybe I can get some more people to join. Maybe I can just get the Pope to give me a claim. Again, we are patient. I will wait for my opportunity here. We already have something going. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, actually, you're 15 years old. Could I arrange a marriage with my son? Are you my... Oh yeah, you're the firstborn, 6 years old. That is too young. I'm not going to do a betrothal there, but man, an alliance with Provence would be kind of nice. She is quite young. Margarida right here. You know what? Why not? They are both fairly young. And this is a local marriage. I think this is the one marriage that I'm willing to take. Obviously, nothing here with the Muslims would make sense. Navarra is on the opposing side. And you know what? The only people that I would like to check are the dukes right here in Asturias. You're 11 years old. My daughter is not old enough for that. You don't have any sisters. So then there's nothing that I can marry you to. What about you? You do have a sister, 9 years of age. She is a bit older than my player heir, but you don't want to give me that marriage. You are kidding me. Oh, because she is in the court of the king of Asturias. Well, I guess so. You know what? Listen, let's get an alliance here. This is also a fairly easy to reach alliance because we have the road under control at that point. I will marry my son, well, betroth my son to your sister. Yes, indeed, it is Prince Erlul's sister. Wow, that is a huge difference. He is 54, she is 8. We're going to get that done. We're going to get an alliance then. I think I might just trigger it afterwards. I think we might just get it done. There you go. That is a wonderful, wonderful alliance. You love to see it. We have a strong alliance network around us. And Prince Charles the Bold has absolutely nothing left, at least as far as I'm concerned. Guyenne. I'm hereby blackmailing you, technically speaking. On a mechanical level, I'm blackmailing you. I think on a non-mechanical level, I'm basically saying, listen, I know about your secret. It is safe with me. I think it would be pretty cool if there was a mechanic where you can say, I know this, I won't reveal it, and you actually lose the ability to reveal it, right? And it becomes a secret of yours, but they get to do something for you. So one strong hook, for example, something like that, right? In a positive way, where it's like, we're in this together. If this is revealed, I will also have my honor be blemished because I am in the know. I think that would be a pretty cool mechanic. Do we have any other secrets that would be important here? We revealed the king's ones, of course. We do have 2 counts. We could let them rebel, but would that really be a thing that I want to do? They could just, if they siege it down up here, my war score won't work anymore, right? So I don't think I will invite them. Wait a minute. Valimir has died. He died of old age. Valimir, the absolute legend, has passed away, and now we have Archiepiscopus Vladislav. Why? How do we have a Polish? Is there no Basque bishop? That is all I can ask. Well, either way, he's 16, very unexperienced. Doesn't like me. I think I will talk to him. I have had a positive... Oh no, I just interrupted my learn language scheme. I am so mad at life. I should have... Listen, I just abandoned the language, okay? I am getting ready for war. I need the support of my bishop. Okay, let's justify this game-wise. I made a big mistake there. Anyway, let's find out whether we are going to war. I will press my demands in this independence faction against Charles the Bold. It is now the time that we go independent. Oh, to the loathsome Prince Lope. Your misguided demands will only serve to weaken us all. Regardless, to spare the realm from futile bloodshed, I am forced to accept your request for independence. A wise decision indeed. All faction members gain independence. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Much like it was historically, much of the south here does not recognize the king's authority at all anymore, and we have independence. Now, this faction demand is a very immediate point. You sit down, you say, let me have independence. But let's just honestly, in a roleplay sense, let's rephrase this. Let's just say that the Carlings, after the embarrassment that we experienced, after the difficult relationship, after knowing, and I saw this in the comments a couple of times, after knowing that Carloman, a man that beheaded a pregnant woman, after knowing that he would be the next king of Guyenne, the relationship with every single vassal here in the south deteriorated to an extreme degree, ultimately leading to de facto independence. The Euro, we may still say, yes, of course, you are the king, but if you show your face down here, there is no point in it. There is actually a you know, in Gascogne here, Gascogne, I think is how you pronounce it, right? So in Bascognaco, there is actually this story where one of the bishops, one of the monks that, you know, basically created a new monastery here that made sure that the monastery, which one was it even? I swear I saw it actually on the map now that I think about it. There was a monastery down here and they instituted these Cluny reforms. That is what it's called. So basically how a monastery is run, what is going on, what the monks do, and so on. And that monk infamously said, I have more authority down here than the King of France, because nobody respected the King of France, but the church was indeed very well respected, and I think that is the situation that we have down here. This was not an abrupt, an open fight, it was more us no longer paying taxes, and the King of France couldn't do anything about it, because, well, if you're such a bad king as Charles II the Bold, if you're a murderer, then surely nobody will listen to your authority either way. We're trying to get the goodwill of the church here as well. We're not making much money. I mean, that is what it is. I do still think we're going to go on a pilgrimage to thank God for this new freedom that we have reached. But sooner rather than later, man, I am convinced that joining Navarra may be a good move on a strategical level. But I think we can support Navarra if it were to be at war. I'm gonna pin you, and let me actually unpin everybody that is dead. There's a bunch of dead people here. The way I see this, right, is that Navarra can still be supported by us even if we are not a vassal or an ally, because, well, we can just do that. We can just say we will aid you if, for example, the Salamis or Tutera were to attack you. But I don't think I want to swear fealty to a friend, and they are deeply, deeply intertwined here with France. This is the actual daughter of Charles the Bold. So you know what? I'm gonna neglect that. We are not going to swear fealty just yet. We are independent. We have gone independent with our allies right here. What may our next steps be? If I do see a war that... Ooh. This is just a tyranny war. That is fine. I'm gonna mark you. I think our attention in general will turn south now. Towards the Iberian Peninsula. I'm going to mark all of you as independent. Provence, I will also mark. And she's pregnant again, that is very nice. The chaos of battle, what do we have here? A sword strikes across my chest plate, an elbow slams into my helmet, as soldiers easily avoids my clumsy counter. The mock battle rages around me, but I struggle to find my focus. I'm tempted to let my guard down as soon as the fighting lulls, but I know the second assault is about to start. Right, we're having a mock battle. We're attempting to learn more about it. Meet the assault head on. That could leave me wounded, or I will withdraw for a moment. You know what, I'm a patient man. I look for opportunities. The XP would of course be nice, but I don't think that is necessarily us. And speaking of necessarily us, we have Bascognaco. I can push these up, and I, of course, immediately will give him more troops. Ooh, we're up to 876. That is quite nice. We're a bit over here, actually. And I'm gonna lower my... my manpower. I believe everybody here already has the fairly low manpower approach anyway, so it didn't change anything. Oh, here's feudal levies higher, okay. So that is something we changed manually, which is why it remained, but we basically just adjusted the authority there. I will now change to the chivalry focus and immediately go with stalwart leader. Let's try to get that down. We could have, you know what? Oh, you know what we are going to be doing? We aren't going on a pilgrimage. We will create some regalia, maybe a crown. I would like to celebrate that we are now independent, and Vladislav is swayed and now endorses me. Ooh, look at you. I studied the Ascara language for many moons. This letter I personally penned using the Ascara script dedicated to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, I guess. Not really much that we can influence here. Oh my god. Romance, Vernaculo, Sas, Oscara. This guy is a genius. He's also 80, but still impressive. Send my regards. Absolutely. And you know what? This actually does remind me. So... I will be rolling a die, you know, depending on what we get here. I will then choose the education focus. We will not always go with the top 2 here. We will do this randomly as I announced in a different episode. Let me just quickly roll it. Alright, so I got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, he will have a diplomatic education now. And I will also have you study a language. What language do you speak? You speak Bavarian. I don't think that will be necessary. We don't need to speak... What are these people? Not a single Occitan person here. Polish? Bavarian? So German, basically? I mean, I could study German. But honestly, what's the benefit of this? Do I not have a single Occitan character? That is honestly kind of crazy to me. Maybe if I search for a physician, we might be able to do this. Oh, do I still... Wait a minute. If I don't have a physician... No, we do have a physician. Right, so this would be separate. Ooh, we have this peasant leader rebel. Right, we defeated him so long ago. 3 years ago. I will recruit you. You may not like it, but I need you to bring my son closer to, well, your culture. Don't plot against me. I want to be a good ruler. There he is. Occitan. Perfect. Yes, learn this language, my son. How are you doing? You're 4 years old, not old enough yet, so we can relax as far as that is concerned. I think, yeah, I really do think we are going to be getting the crown of Basconiaco. Maybe soon a family heirloom. It would be our very first artifact. We haven't, this is so funny to me, we haven't interacted with really any of the royal court systems or with the artifacts at all. Nothing, straight up nothing. Meaning that this artifact will actually be worth something. It will signify our strength. And I think that we need to employ an antiquarian, don't we? Yeah, to commission an artifact, we need an antiquarian, and you are both terrible. Wow. Another twin couple? You are kidding me. Alvar and Azibella. Sure. Wow. We have plenty of children. By the way, this is a good point where I should point out that I am playing with inheritance, and it is random as who we will inherit, meaning I will not mistreat my children. I will give them land as they deserve. We are role-playing here, and I might end up as Asna, or I might end up as Lope. I can't really say, because, again, it is randomized indeed. Now, thinking about it, I don't actually think, now that I look at this, I don't think having a bad antiquarian makes the commission artifact decision different, because there will be a newly generated inspired person. So I can give this to Jacques, he hates me, or I can give this to Engelbert. You know what? Engelbert it is. I don't know where these Germans are coming from, but welcome to your court, here's your money. Enjoy your time, yeah? I will be commissioning an artifact, and I will be commissioning a crown. A sword would also be nice, but I want something that signifies that we are independent. It should fill my descendants with pride. When they see this crown, they should feel that it was me that got independence for Basconiaco. Here he is, Rothard. He is Bavarian. He speaks Provençal and High German. He's an eager reveler, a gardener. He seems like a nice person. He's 58. Quite old already. He increased control, meaning we're making all the money that we can here. This is fine. Why don't you train the commanders that we have? Makes a lot of sense to me. We're collecting taxes, of course. Up here, this is fine. Would I want to fabricate a claim? I don't think so. I think we're good as things stand, quite frankly. You can always expand in this game, but there are more things to life than just expanding. Let's take a look around the world. Bavaria is having a gigantic rebellion. Edeling Meinhard is being pushed onto the throne. There he is, currently just the Count of Frontenhausen and Falkenstein. We shall see how that develops. Bulgaria also in a rebellion, also apparently losing. They are winning. The Abbasids are holding strong. This is, I believe there used to be more titles here, right? Not anymore. And we have the Hafsids. Honestly, the Hafsids are doing very well for themselves. Have they converted any of these locations? This one is Ikritis, and this one will soon be Ikritis as well. And there he goes. There he goes. Charles II the Bold has perished. And the funny thing here is, technically, Roi Carloman of Guyenne still claims to be the king of Aquitaine. Well, let's see. I hope that Guyenne and Barcelona will hold. I will very much not join, but it's up to them. You know, Carloman is somebody that I detest. It doesn't say here because of court grandeur, right? But no, he has murdered one of my relatives. He has beheaded her, and her child died in her womb. We can't have that. That is just impossible. He was swayed further. You know what? I think we're good swaying at this point. Yeah, he's at plus 57. That is pretty decent. I will end this scheme. Thank you very much. And I would like to maybe sway you. 54% chance. Yeah, because we're not very similar. He's a very ambitious man. While I mostly rebelled for honor, he rebelled out of ambition. Inspiration. A motto for the ages. I can hear my Zaldun Rothard muttering to himself from across the hall. I need something great, something epic to make my creation stand out from the uninspired masses. But what? Just what? When his spirited eyes meet mine, he breaks out into a huge smile and waves to me. My lord, what an amazing idea. Just perfect. What do you think of adding your family's motto into your commission? I love that. I really do. Prayer, learning, bravery. That is the ticket. That is what I absolutely love here. Yeah, that sounds lovely. And that actually pushed us further up. My wife is the dynasty head as it stands. How strong are you? I'm stronger than you. I should be getting that. Please hand over the family head position. An unworthy challenge, okay. At first I thought the simple footman a fool for stepping into the training field. However, the battle proved more hard-fought than I expected, and it gradually became clear that he would be unable to stop his wild and vicious strikes from hurting me. Disarming him suddenly became a matter of life and death. I tried not to show my relief when his sword finally hit the ground. I could use more people like you. I think I respect that, yeah. This peasant and my soldiers will get a lecture on honor. Oh, but that is even more fitting, isn't it? You know what? Yeah. I will tell you a story about honor. Diego de la Rioja. Can I still recruit you? I could pay you. I might actually. He's pretty good. He's a great soldier. You know what? I'll pay for this. I'll go into debt, at least temporarily, and you can be, quite frankly, you might become my bodyguard. How are you doing, by the way? He is married now. Who is he married to? A Lobo lady, a Condessa Emma of Lapodie. I mean, sure. Nothing wrong with that. She's a bastard to Conde Lope. Wow, I did not notice that at first. Honestly, that is honorable. Conde Jacques, I respect that. He said, hey, you may be of an ill-conceived birth, but still, I love you nonetheless. Timo von Eberstein, who do we take? Who do we get rid of here? I think Toda Adale can go, and I will actually put Conde Jacques on the council. Rest for the weary. Sweaty, tired, and in need of food. A long day of training with the troops is coming to an end. As we search for a place to camp, we spot an old and abandoned castle in the distance. Quietly considering, I declare, that is where we will make our camp tonight. The sun is setting, and with every step towards the ruin, it looks more ominous. Before long, the soldiers are whispering about ghosts. I mean, I think I'm fine. Yeah, let us venture inside. I'm sure there's treasure to be found. Absolutely. Darkness, dampness, and desolation reign inside the castle, and all traces of life are gone. Peering up decaying stairs, I spot what might be the remnants of lush tapestries and old paintings. Looking down spiraling steps, I see only darkness reaching far down into the ground underneath the castle. We search the upper floors or the lower floors. See, this is like... Oh, I could face my fears, but I'm not brave. You know what? Let's just search the upper floors. Thanks for 75 bucks. Easy. Inspiration realized. Wow, and it is the lowest level it could possibly be. Over here, my lord, my Zaldun Rothard waves me over with a wide grin. I've toiled many days and nights, and finally my work is done. He presents me with an object wrapped in cloth, and as I lift the fabric, my eyes grow wide. An ornate crown of fine craftsmanship. The crown is forged from brass and set with small pieces of amethyst. You know what? This is lovely. At this point, we're an independent duke. This is a fine crown, because before that we had nothing. An ornate crown of fine craftsmanship. The crown is forged from brass and set with small pieces of amethyst. The motto of the De Cominges family, prayer, learning, bravery, is elegantly inscribed on one side. Very, very nice. I will wear it, and so will my descendants. We get a vassal limit right here. That is quite decent, actually. So this means we can stay a duke without, you know, ever the vassal limit encroaching on us. When would this be? Let's check this. This would be 4 out of 32, so we're not even close to that, but this is pretty good. And then prestige 0.14 per month. That is actually quite decent for such a simple crown. So yeah, basically, I'm quite happy with that crown, and it will be the crown. You know what? I will name this the crown. Can I rename this? I can, right? Let me check. Here we go. Crown of Basconiaco. Because this is what this is. The Dukes of Basconiaco shall wear it henceforth. I absolutely celebrate it. Beautiful. This is it, though, I think, for today's episode. We became independent. Our old friend died. Our old friend Kwalimir has sadly passed away. The new bishop is very, very young. Polish also, but he seems to be a good fella. Let me just check right here. I think... Right, let's gamble this out real quick. What shall we have for you as an education? We have the number 3, so this means you will be a stewardship. Education right there. You're also 6, right? You are his twin sister, as it is. This will be a 6, meaning I will actually go once around. That is perfectly fine, I think. So this means we end up at intrigue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. You get intrigue, which actually fits you. That is fine. You are 6, right? We already did all these. I think I can have all of you study a language now. I would like all of you, if possible, to study Occitan. Absolutely. All of my children go to a former peasant leader to understand why he rebelled by learning his language. We will be very multicultural, at the very least, the way it seems Very good. Very, very good. We are independent. The King of France has been immobilized. And much like historically, it happened that the Crown of France has lost most of its authority. The world is looking fine. It's the year 897. We have played 30 years. Now, my dear viewers, first of all, thank you for watching. If you do like the series, consider becoming a member of the channel. And more importantly, tell me what we should do from here. I have plans with this character, of course, but I would like to see what you would do. I would like to see what you would consider. So, my counsel, please advise me. For the moment, I'll see you later, alligator.